Okay, so I'm a little angry. I'm not gonna delete what I had, and you guys are gonna hear me swear at my mom. Yes, I own it. I'm gonna swear at my mom because I was saying some important shit, or at least it was important to me. It might not be important to you, but just so that you guys know, I'm gonna keep the shit real. I'm not gonna delete it. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the shit up there. It's probably maybe 3 minutes long because some asshat knows that I record in this time because most people are freaking asleep. Anyway, you know, I have said many a bad things about Donald Trump. First Amendment right, freedom of speech. I've called him a devout racist. I meant what I said. I stand by that fucking shit, and I have tangible motherfucking proof. Alright, again, this video is not for children, specifically Donald Trump's fucking family, his sons and all that, because the way I see it, they're public figures, but their kids are not. Halle Berry just went through this thing with keeping her kid out of the public eye. Alright, here's the thing again. You're famous. Fame's come with a price. It is said so in the movie Fame of Alicia Rashad's sister. And I only know that because I can't remember her damn name, but anyway. Because fame costs. And here's where you sweat. I'm gonna live forever, la 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 la. Anyway. So, when you're a public figure, and if I'm blessed enough to become one, I have to take the good with the bad. So, as I said before, and I'll say this again, I can't stand Donald Trump. He's a motherfucking racist. He has proven that 2 times since his term has begun, when he took away the protection order from the black man to the Native American man, so did Standing Rock, who he swears to God he didn't have any financial ties to that, yet why would you take that protecting order from them then? You have no fucking ties to that because you're a racist dog shit with money invested in that and you just didn't want to know about it. Or you didn't want the world to know about it because it was the first fucking thing you did as soon as you became the president. The first fucking thing his racist ass did was rescind the order that the black man put to protect the Native Americans so that they could keep Standing Rock. And what does he do? He goes right in that book and write down, fuck the Standing Rock Indians, I'm putting that pipeline through that motherfucker. Now those weren't his words. But he signed off on the bill to take the land from the people who've had the land before his ancestors got here. But no. Apparently all you assholes that voted for him think that that's okay. So fuck all of you guys that voted for him. Even if you're nice people, fuck you. Because that only solidified the fact that he's a fucking outright racist. Oh, he has black people in his company. He has Kwame and Omarosa and all those motherfuckers that are standing up for him. You know what we call them in the poor community? We call those guys brown nosers, ass kissers, and, I'm sorry, house niggers. So Bill Maher is correct on sometimes using the word house nigger. Now, granted, I just directed that slickly at the black people that work for Donald Trump. I'm not saying he's probably a bad boss, but he sure had a whole bunch of goddamn lawsuits from Donald Trump University. He also has most of those people in those lawsuits were of color. Maybe a couple of white cats threw themselves in there just to make sure that he wasn't only going after minorities. But for the most part, he's a fucking racist. Then he turns around and goes, I'm going to ban all Muslims from traveling from these 7 countries back to America, even if they're fucking American born. And you tell me how the fuck does that work? If you're an American born Muslim and you in one of those countries that he blocked off, you can't come the fuck home? He doesn't have the right to keep you from coming home. As an American born citizen, you have the right to be here. And no president can take that from you unless your dumb ass is caught for treason. In that case, you probably need to fucking find Amnesty International and find a place to go live out the rest of your life. Because treason, most of the time, is punishable by death. Yeah, I said it. It's punishable by death. And freedom of speech is not treason. I've got the proof. It's not fake news. But we've seen him abolish the protection order for the Standing Rock Indians. We've seen him ban Muslims from traveling back to America or from America to those countries or however the fuck that shit goes. Just look on all these news channels, NBC, ABC, CBS. Everyone's covered that shit. And then he treats the media like dog shit. You're running the fucking country, douchebag. We need to know what the fuck you're thinking. And not just Twitter. Because some of us don't have Twitter. Because unlike everyone else, I'm behind the times in technology. I'm barely getting this damn text thing down. And yet, I don't follow you on Twitter. Hell, if I get a Twitter, I probably won't get but one follower, and that would probably be me. You know, if I can ever figure out how that shit's supposed to work. But I'm not a genius, so it's kind of hard to say. But, I can tell you one thing for sure. You know, things happen, and we have to deal with it. Now, for all you guys who are watching that support Donald Trump, and I just offended you to the motherfucking max, I'm sorry, not sorry. Alright? You get what that means? Sorry, not sorry? Because I'm going to tell you like this. I'm a little thrown back that Kathy Griffin got in so much trouble for doing her fucking job or what she thought was funny. There have been worse things said and done about Donald or for Donald. And let's not forget, we got a guy who's the president of the United States who has gone from being a billionaire to being fucking broke, so that Vince McMahon had to bail him out a couple of times doing the wrestling thing where he shaved off Vince's hair. I'm sure I'm the only one who remembers that too, because somehow when you become the president, all the dumb shit you've done magically disappears because it was fake and it never fucking happened. Well, I remember it. You can probably find a bald picture of Vince McMahon on WWE.com somewhere, and they probably have all that with Donald Trump dropping $100 bills out the sky, which we all know that shit was Vince's money. We all know that shit was Vince's money. That shit won't even Donald Trump nothing. For all we know, that shit was confetti. But anyway, the whole concept is we're all blowing shit out of proportion instead of worrying about the fucking things that matter. Like, why is it okay now for everyone, specifically in Virginia right now, to come out of the closet and be an outward fucking racist? As you guys know, that shit leads to trouble. It leads to riots and chaos and disorder and panic in the streets and blood. Lots of fucking blood. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm hoping that I can be away from here when these rallies show up, because I don't want to be involved in none of that shit. But I do have a bow and arrow to protect myself. I can't walk up and down the street with this motherfucker, but I do have it. Now, I'm sure if you guys watched my montage to Lucy Liu and Kill Bill when I said, as your leader, I encourage you from time to time and always in a respectful manner to question my logic. If your unparticular plan that I have set in motion is the wisest one, please tell me so. But allow me to convince you right here and now that no subject will ever be taboo. Except, of course, the subject that was just under discussion. The price you brave for bringing up my black or Native American Indian heritage as a negative is... And I shot Gizmo, I think, with a Magilla gorilla in the chest, because I collect her fucking head. Anyway, it's posted up there somewhere. The whole thing is, since Donald Trump has become the president, for however long he's been the president, because I still think I'm in the Twilight Zone, but for however long he's been the president, he has caused nothing but panic, chaos, and disorder. He's made it okay for people like the Klan to come out and, yeah, white power. There's a guy running around in college hollering white power, and there's a guy around here trying to get all the black people that's in city council out, and he was on the news the other day, and he was talking all kinds of shit, and he was not well received at city council, and he was not well received because even his own people, there was a beautiful white lady doing something that I never expected to see a white woman do, but she was giving him the double middle fingers with both hands. She was like this, and TV was watching it. They didn't blur it out or anything, and she was just like this. She hates that guy, and I don't hate nobody white this right. Alright? If you're a racist and you're white, if you're a racist and you're black, if you're a racist and you're Native American, you're on my hate list. But if you're a racist and you're in the closet, you're even worse than the racists that aren't. But if you're a racist, I want you to remember one thing. Unfortunately, you kind of have to share the world with everyone that you hate. So, I would advise you to buy an island and then move there. Then you can be racist all by yourself, because there'll be no one there for you to call, hey, nigger, or hey, spick, or hey, gook, or hey, nigger lover. Or you might hate white people, so you'll call them crackers. Hey, cracker! You know, if you're gonna be racist, and before this goes any further, there is racism in every ethnic background. You yourself may not be a racist, but somebody in your race is. And this is the one true thing that you have to accept. Not every black person is a racist. Not every white person is a racist. Not every Asian person is a racist. But for every one of us that is not a racist, there's at least 2 or 3 of us that is. And here's my thing on that. I'm cool with that. As long as you fucking upfront honest about it. Hey, James, I don't want to date you because you're part Gaijin. Or you part Guaylo. Alright, that would be from the Asian perspective. Hey, James, I don't want to date you because you're not a full red man. You part Negro, or part nigger, or part honky. I don't want to date you because you're not like everyone else. You're mixed. So, you might look good to me, but because your race is not one race, and you're not the race that matches me, I don't want to date you. And on the opposite side of that track, I've had girls date me just to piss their daddies off because I'm of color. That doesn't make a relationship. That just makes daddy angry, and if you're looking for daddy's attention, that ain't the way to do it, because that could cost somebody their fucking life. And that shit's not cool. Now I know you guys are thinking, when are you going to shut up about this racist shit? Well, I will tell you the honest truth. I will shut up about racism when racism finally stops existing. So, the answer to that is, I'm never going to shut up about racism. Ever. Now, you guys are thinking, oh, James, you're 43 years old. You'll be 44 real soon. What is your problem? My problem is simple. It is a damn shame that in America, foreign actors can come in and get jobs. American actors can't get a chance to get work because no one wants to give them a chance, especially the people of color. You know, most actors of color don't know if they're good actors, and we go back to what we know. We go back to washing dishes for a living. We go back to cleaning trash. We go back to sweeping floors. We go back to a job, any job to feed ourselves is better than that dream that we want. And why do we not have the dream? Because there are no black writers. There are no Native American writers. There are no Asian writers. There are no Mexican writers in Hollywood or in New York that's in charge and putting people like me in a casting role of casting people of color is just non-fucking existent. So you guys are mad at Kathy Griffin because she's a white woman who held up the head of a white man who's in charge. Sounds like a little bit of reverse racism to me. Not only is that reverse racism, but it's also gender racism. Had Kathy Griffin been Cale Griffin, maybe if he was man, well, nah, because if Kathy Griffin was a man, they probably would have shot him on sight. That's because he was a man. So I guess she counts her blessings that she has ovaries instead of testicles while she's all balls to the wall with lifting that up. And I don't condemn Kathy Griffin for that shit at all. I don't do it myself because I don't have the money for the prosthesis to make that shit. But if I did, hey, I would. But also as a vet, I know that they'd come down on me, oh, this nigger's trying to kill the president. Not, why is he trying to kill the president? Just straight up, this nigger's trying to kill the president. And then they're like going to realize, oh, he's not even a full nigger. He's half Indian. Oh, that's a double whammy. He might even fucking be Muslim. Well, here's the thing on that. I'm not Muslim. I don't believe in the Quran. I do believe in the one true God above all other gods, and I do believe in Native American gods. I also believe in Greek gods. I also believe that there's a table of gods because the real one true God in Jesus, they're sitting on the throne and they're like exceptionally busy, so they let the other gods handle the shit that's going on in the world, which is probably why the world is such a big clusterfuck right now, because the good Lord blinked. And when he opened his eyes, he got a big fucking surprise about how unpredictable his creation has destroyed the world. So in the rapture or whatever the hell you guys want to believe in when this judgment day comes, we all need to be ready to face an angry God for all the sins that we've done. And in case you don't know, yes, racism is a thing. And we're closing out because my nephew's calling and fucking up my day.